I don't know. I never can get this right before I go on, huh? Okay. Now. Whew. All right. Let me pull this over a little and tilt this box forward. Oh, you guys, this is all such a Mod Podge. Hi. Hang on. Yep, that's a little bit sturdier. It's on a box. Oh, I'm telling you. Okay, hang on. Let me get you up. I don't even have YouTube up yet. I think I smudged my makeup. I don't care. All right. Hold on. How am I coming? All right. All my notes are way over there. Hang on. Oh, and I already have it muted. Perfect. This. Okay. Oh, almost knocked my computer right off of there. Yay. Okay. Ah. Come on. There we go. All right. No top chat. Let's do live chat. You should be able to like set in your settings or something that you want it to go automatically to live chat. It's annoying that they do that top chat thing. Okay. Hi, Opal. Hi, Owl's Perch. Hi, Steven. Long hair, skinny eyed toe. Hi. I missed you in the last couple ones, I think. How are you? Nurturing Compassion. Hello. Hey, Tessa. Hi. Pat. Hello, my love. Howdy, all still at work. That's okay. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Alexa Joy. Oh, I better not say hello, my love, to Pat when he's at work. They're going to think, ooh, what the heck? I know they won't. I know. Is Shauna in here? Hopefully. All right. Hi, Johnny Dragon. Hi, Alexa Joy. Hi, Cameron. Hi, Jennifer Adams. Kristen. Denise. You're on Bluetooth. Okay, that's good. Hi, yeah, I can watch you until then. Perfect. Love it. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Danny. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Can I say that any more times? What do I want to do first? I want to do a couple updates before I get into the crystal teaching part. I need like you know what I need? I need a table that surrounds me. You remember the old reception desks that like had the hole where the reception sat in, and she had a desk like all the way around her, so I can have all my stuff that I need like set out around me. It's terrible. Hi, 54 Punchy. Hi, Phelan. How are you? Nice to see you on a live. Yeah, the half circle desk. Exactly. That would be very helpful. That's a kindergartner teacher desk. Yeah, I kind of probably need that. Hi, Hexen. It's so good to see you on, Hexen. I know, I miss you too, honey. Poor Hexen is like, he's working all the damn time. And he's like, I miss you guys. I know I miss him too. It's like one of my sons. Been working through some stuff, but I'm getting there. And that's all that matters, right? Is that you keep on stepping one foot in front of the other. For sure. Okay. So I don't know what I want to update first, because I know I need to update you on some of Dana's stuff. But I know everybody kind of wants to know that stuff. So I want to wait a little bit until some more people come on. I need to, I just said it to Stephen. Wait, what am I doing? I got to do this. Hold on. Now I can look back. Seasoning the cauldron. I got to talk about the cauldron. It's just a tiny, it's a little bit different than what Pat was saying for cookware, even though it's like, I love that he did that because now you kind of can see the process. Okay, Secret Santa. Let's start with Secret Santa. How is everyone? All right. So I have to say, hi, Dylan. I have to say that first of all, I know what I'll start with. You know me, I have to ramble on first. So, hi, Sue. So, I'm going to start with my morning. I had one of those 10 of swords kind of mornings that I was like, what in the world is going on today? Now, I will tell you that I'm slightly spoiled on the weekends. I don't usually have to go to too many places on the weekends. Like, I have a lot of stuff I have to do in the house all the time, but there are lots of weekends that I don't get back into my car. I don't go anywhere. My car doesn't move all weekend long. So your Secret Santa person still hasn't posted anything anywhere or answered secret questions. All right, Pat. I'll get to it because I agree that a lot of people haven't, and that's okay. But we're gonna work on it. So when I had to get my car this morning, I knew that I hadn't been in my car. Hi, Kay. And since last Wednesday, since the day before Thanksgiving. I didn't go anywhere because I had plenty to do right here. And, we had enough food in the house because of Thanksgiving. Hi, Book Lioness. And so I didn't have to go anywhere, and I knew that. And we had an ice storm on Sunday? Well, we had like stormy weather on and off. Sunday? Was it Sunday during the day? I can't remember. Saturday or Sunday, we had an ice storm. So we had I think it was Saturday. I don't know. My brain just is a little bit fried lately. So we had an ice storm, and so I knew that my car was going to be like a thick layer of ice. So I went out to warm up my car like 20 minutes before I had to leave. And I noticed that it had snowed the night before. So there was I don't know, maybe 6 inches or something behind my car. But I park at the end of our driveway. There's a little turnoff that I have called forever. That is my spot, because when I have to leave in the morning, I would like to say it's because I don't have time, but really I'm kind of too lazy to shovel. I'm like, screw that. I'm not going out there and getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and shoveling, especially now when we have 4 adult boys living with us again. I'm like, nope, not going to be doing that. So I park at the end, and I have, my car is not an automatic. It's a standard. So I feel like if I park kind of at the end of the driveway in our little turnoff, I should be able to figure out, even if I have to rock it a little bit, I usually can get out. The problem is that everybody else, hi, Becca, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. Hi, Marge. The problem is that we have so many cars now, because everybody is living at home again, that my husband was parked not quite like my turnoff. The road comes down here. My turnoff is here. And he was parked just a little bit behind me. Like, normally if it was dry roads, I would have been able to turn my wheel and just get around him. But because we had snow and I had to rock it back and forth, those of you who haven't driven in snow won't know this, but when you have to rock your car back and forth, you have to kind of turn the wheel both ways and just wiggle yourself out. So I had to turn it towards his car a couple times, and I thought, I'm not going to take the chance that I'm going to hit his car. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. Exactly. So I thought, shit, I'm going to have to go back in and wake him up and tell him he has to move his car so I can get out, because I can't leave his car out there, get my car out, and because it's the people coming up over the hill would hit him. So I had to wake him up. And so I already knew, I'm like, great, now he's going to be annoyed with me because I have to wake him up. So I come in, I'm like, honey, I'm really sorry, but I need you to move your car so I can wiggle myself out because I'm not shoveling. And he's like, so I need to shovel? And I said, no, I didn't say that. I just said you got to move your car because I am not shoveling. You can shovel if you want to, but I'm not saying you have to. I just need you to move so I don't hit you trying to get out. Hi, Sarana. Hi, Thomas. Ashley. Ash, happy birthday, Ash. How are you, sweetheart? Hi, Teresa. Good to see you, Ash. We miss you, honey. Happy birthday. I'm so glad you're doing good. I love it. How are the kitties? And did you have a good birthday? I hope. So anyway, so he's grumbling. I know I miss you too. I understand though. I'm not, this is no guilt trip. Life happens and real life has to come first, right? But we do miss you and I'm glad you're here. So he was already kind of grumbling because I had to wake him up to move his car. And kids are keeping you wicked busy. Oh, I know it. I remember having young kids. It just, why do you think my channel didn't start until my kids were pretty much grown? Hi, Deb. Okay, so he's grumbling and he grabs the shovel because now he thinks that I am like being passive aggressive and telling him he has to shovel, which I swear I wasn't. I was just telling him to get the hell out of my way. But now he's already annoyed with me. So now if I say, Peter, please stop shoveling and just get the hell out of my fucking way, now he's going to be more annoyed. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to wait for you to shovel a little bit. In the meantime, I am brushing off my car because I try to do that even though I don't sometimes. But it's illegal to leave like a mound of snow on the top of your car. But I do it sometimes. But if I have time, I try to push it off because when you're driving, like if you just drive, then people behind you can't see because as you're driving, all that snow is going into their face. So I totally get that. I just sometimes am too lazy or I don't have time. So it's nearly 1 a.m. and I can't sleep. Oh, Becca, I hate that. I was like 3 o'clock in the morning last night. I was up and I was talking to Mama Lillian. I drive an Astro van, so I can't reach the top to get the snow off. See? And I had to, okay, so I used that excuse too, and then they got me, what do you call it? The whole thing, a periscoping brush that goes like way up and out. And I'm like, oh, thanks so much. Doesn't mean I'm always going to do it, but. So I'm waiting for him to do that. And I'm brushing the thing off, and there was a lot of ice. So I had started my car, so at least the ice was off the windshield, but it was still on my windshield wipers. So I went to knock my windshield wipers with the snow brush just to knock the ice off. And the windshield wiper flipped over and fell off. Because you don't have to have the spray. Oh, yeah, I just don't think of it. Technically, you're supposed to clear all off the hood. I know, Pat, I know. Like I said, I know it's illegal. But the windshield wiper fell off, and I don't know how to put the fucking thing back on, but I'm trying because Peter is now shoveling behind my car and annoyed with me already. And so I'm fucking with it, trying to put the damn thing back on. And of course, I can't figure it out at all. I have no idea. Hi, Lady Blind Wolf. Lunaya's Corner. Hi. So I have no idea how the hell to put it back on. So finally, I had to say, Peter, I don't get how people can clear half the windshield and call that good enough. I know, Pat. I know it's very bad of me. And I know. Part of it is I don't have good gloves. All right, I can go into a million excuses, but really I'm lazy, and I totally get that. I know I should do it. And I feel bad every time I do it, and I see the car behind me like back way off because I'm blinding him. I feel really bad, but I still don't get up early enough to do it. So you can punish me. I get it. So finally I said, Peter, yes. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I know, right? I'm going to get there, Deb. I know. So I'm like, I'm really sorry, honey, but the fucking windshield wiper fell off and I can't get it back on. And hi, Janice. He's like, he gives me that look like, eat shit and die. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. And I'm going, I'm really sorry. it's almost 9 o'clock now, and I'm supposed to be to work at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, so at that moment, the neighbor comes out and starts shoveling her driveway, the neighbor next door that I don't know very much. And she lets her dog out, which I have to say, this is the dog that like bounds all over our yard and like shits in our yard because they don't put it on a leash all the time. And the dog is running all over, and the neighbor 2 houses on the same side of the street as us. Hi, Jack. Starts leaving for work. She leaves her driveway, and the dog starts following her down the hill. Now, those of you who went to Tarostock know I live like 3 houses away from a very, very busy road. It's called Route 31. It's a very busy road. And so the dog starts following her car down the road towards the busy road. And the neighbor is going, I don't know what the dog's name is. I can't remember. It started with a B, but I can't remember. Buffy, come here, Buffy, come here. But not moving. She's shoveling. So I'm like, are you going to go get your dog? What the hell? Hi, Bob. And so the neighbor, nope, she doesn't go to get him. So the neighbor turns into the parking lot, turns around, and comes back up, and the dog's following her back up, stops in front of the neighbor's, extremely busy. Yes. Stops in front of the neighbor's driveway, and the neighbor still doesn't go over and grab the goddamn dog. It's going, come here, Buffy. And the dog continues to follow. So the neighbor turns around again in her driveway and starts kind of slowly trying to go back down the hill. And the dog is following her. And the neighbor goes back to shoveling her driveway. And I'm like, what the fuck? Get your dog. So then the dog finally starts coming back towards the dog's home, but stops and is in my yard next to my car with Peter there, and the neighbor is next door shoveling, and she's not coming over and getting her dog. And I'm thinking, I'm leaving any second. Please tell me we are talking about, no, not the across the street, right next door. So I'm like, please come and get your motherfucking dog. I have to leave. And I know, and Buffy doesn't care at all. And I know this dog. So then a car came up over the hill, and they go pretty fast when they come up over the hill. Now, Buffy, the dog, even though it's a faster car, starts following that car down the hill and almost gets down to that road. And I'm waiting. And the neighbor's going, Buffy. And I'm like, put your damn shovel down and get the motherfucking dog. So I said, you know what? Keep shoveling. She's almost to the street now. And Buffy. I'm like, I'm going to kill this woman. Now here I'm late. It is 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm late now. And I'm like, so I looked at her. So then Buffy, thank goodness, comes running back up the hill. Now she's standing by my car again. And I looked at her, I said, I don't have time to stop and turn around and hope she follows me back up and go back down. I'm already late. So hope you can get her. I know she's totally going to end up hit because they don't put her on a leash. And I know she's the one that's shitting in our yard because our little dogs are on, in our little pen. So I'm like, what the fuck? So Peter's still trying to shovel. He finally moves his car forward a little. And I'm like, okay, good. I got to go. I'm late. And I get in the car and I start rocking it back and forth. And I know, listen to your owner. I know, right? So, and I'm trying to look for the dog. and I didn't see her, which I'm like, good, because I'm thinking, oh, please don't let me hit this dog trying to get out of my damn driveway. So, but Peter, I know, is pissed off at me because he's trying to shovel, and I'm like, I have to go get the F out of my way. So, and I'm going back and forth, and now I'm turning. He's like, turn the wheel. I know how to do it. Just leave me alone now. I can get out. So I'm turning my wheel, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, I get out. And of course, I spun a little bit when I get out. I didn't see the dog. Thank goodness. I don't know if she finally got a hold of him, or I don't know if the dog gave up and doesn't like me. I don't know what the heck it was. Finally, I get going. I text my boss, my second in command boss. Exactly. 10 of Swords morning, let me tell you. I text my second in command boss. I'm on my way. I've had a hell morning. Thank goodness I'm only like 10, 12 minutes usually away from work. Anyways, from my office anyways, if I'm there, which I was today. Thank goodness. I'm like, I'm on my way. We'll be right there, I swear. And I forgot that I had a secretary come in, or they had a secretary come in, because I had such a busy morning. Like every 15 minutes was booked all morning. Hi, Stella Bird, and hi, everyone that I've missed. I'm really sorry. There are leash laws, and you get video repeatedly. They can find her. I know. I worry more about the stupid dog getting hit. And I think these are the ones that turned us in for our chickens on top of it. You fucking... So anyways, so I text my second in command boss. Then I realized that the secretary was coming, and I texted as I'm driving. I know, really great, right? As I'm driving, but I did it voice-wise at least. Text this person. So I text Mary, and I told Mary, who works across the hall in X-ray at my building, can you please go let the secretary in? So at least she can, start checking people in. And I said, let her know I'm going to be a little late, blah, blah, blah. I get to work, and I realize that I have texted the wrong boss, because that boss, the second in command boss, I shouldn't say it like I realized it right away. I didn't realize it till this afternoon when I was getting ready to go almost, that boss is on vacation this week. So she probably was like, yay, Jen, I don't care that you're going to be late. Never answered me back. I know. I totally need to. Never answered me back. So I never called the right boss to say I was going to be late. But at least, I did what I had to at that office. So, but I have to say, I am very proud of myself, because normally, if I have that kind of morning, it ruins my whole day. I'm like, you know what? Screw this day. I'm done. It's a tower day. It's a blah, blah, blah. Forget it. I'm done today. Instead, oh my gosh, did I go on for half an hour, almost 23 minutes with this story? I'm really sorry, you guys. Instead, I was like, you know what? I'm going to call it the 10 of Swords day, because when I pull the 10 of Swords for any client, for anybody I'm ever reading, I'm like, okay, look, I know this looks bad, but the good part is you're at the bottom. There's only one way you can go from here. Everything has to get better from here, because this totally sucks. And you know what? It really did. I'm actually glad the secretary was there, which usually she drives me crazy. But because she was there, the people, even though it was behind, because I only was 13 minutes late. And now driving, listening, still. I was only 13 minutes late. So my first scheduled patient, even though I'm supposed to be there at 9 o'clock, that's to turn the machine on, print out my reports, all that stuff. My first scheduled patient is technically 9:15. So I wasn't really all that late, and I'm really freaking fast. Who and what and why? The Spanners? Everyone saying hello? The Spanners? What's the Spanners? Spanners. It must be how I'm saying something, right? Spanners. Next to people's names. You mean the blue names? Is that what you're talking about? It's okay. You're fine. Yes. Yeah, they're the mods. Oh, the wrenches. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, they're the mods for the group. So that, because sometimes we get annoying little trolls and they can like delete their comments and boot them and stuff. Because I'm, chatting with this important stuff. And sometimes I don't notice. Okay, so that was my story. But anyways, the rest of the day actually was pretty good. I did, my patience, my did you get fined? I did not. I did not get fined. Oh, spinners. I didn't know that. Thank you, Bookline S. I'm like, what is a spanner? I don't know what you're talking about. So you know what? I had a pretty good day. I know it was a 10 of Swords morning. The mods do a wonderful job. But I did not let that ruin the rest of my day. All of my patients were like, oh, you're so good. Thank you for being so good to us. Blah, blah, blah. That, they were really good. And I had a good day. It was okay. I hope that Peter's not still pissy when he gets home, because that'll really tick me off after the day I had and I turned it around. But if it does, I'll live. Okay. So none of that was on the long list of stuff I was supposed to go over tonight. So are we ready to begin now? 25 minutes in. 26, 20, almost 27 minutes in. I am such a blabbermouth. Okay. All right. So now that we have 55 ready. Okay, beautiful. First of all, I'm going to tell you guys, I love listening to your stories. Thank you, guys. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I know some people are like, okay, lady, would you just get to the damn point? All right. So first of all, we only have 13 likes with 55 people in. So if you would take 2 seconds to click that like button, because that helps to get our videos seen to more people, I would so appreciate it. And second of all, I'm going to update you on Dana. Willowhawk, hi. Well, welcome back. We're glad to see you. It's okay. Those of you who have not been here in a little while, one of our own, Dana, is battling cervical cancer. And so we have created a calendar that I update with her appointments and that kind of thing, so that we can send her energy as much as we can, but especially on those days that she has like therapy appointments, radiation therapy, or chemotherapy, or that kind of thing, so that she never has to go to an appointment on her own. One of us is always sending her, loving, healing energy when she has to go to those awful appointments. So, to update, she has not had a radiation therapy appointment yet. She had, now I'm trying to remember, I did a video yesterday, so I did update you on her news from yesterday. She had surgery on Friday to see, they had found a possible spot on her bladder. And it turns out that that spot is a cancerous met. And so they have now diagnosed her with stage 4 cervical cancer with mets to her bladder. And I cried about it yesterday, and I swore I'm not going to do it today. The doctor was supposed to call today and talk to her more about that. And he did not. So instead of crying today, I have to say that my initial reaction, and I haven't seen Dana on here yet, but I know she watches them back, so I have to be careful as best I can, because I don't want to put my energy on her. She's doing enough to heal. But I'm really fucking pissed. Yeah. Oh, it's worse than that, Deb. It is worse than that. those of you who are medical, and Dana, I have to say ahead of time too, just so you guys know, Dana has given me carte blanche to share her story because a couple things, because she's a very open person, and she knows that we're here to help her and we're here to help her get through this. And see, thank you, Marge. It is way worse than that. And I don't know how in depth you guys would like to know. Like I said, Dana has given me permission to share her complete story. If you guys want to hear that, I will tell you that there was several opportunities for. Yeah, I'm really pissed after today too. For them to find this cancer. She has had like debilitating abdominal pain for over 2 years and had been into the ER like 10 times in the last 2 years. And they continued to, because she doesn't have medical insurance, she doesn't have health insurance. So they continued to diagnose her with UTIs and send her home with antibiotics. So when her mother finally went with her and they did a CT, they immediately knew that there was a problem. And yes, I agree. She really needs to sue, especially now because she doesn't have health insurance. She is racking up bills, which is why we are doing the Slashers Yule Market. We are having a big event on Friday the 13th. Where we're doing an auction to auction off a bunch of witchy stuff and some like Yule presents. And yeah, I know, Fallon. I will tell you that the state that she's in is a state that opted out of Medicaid expansion. And what that means is they think that people without insurance are hanging on the system. So they really do as little as possible. Which, ticks me off. That's part of the reason I left North Carolina, to be honest with you, because I had 4 boys and I worked 50 hours a week and I didn't have health insurance and didn't have health insurance for the kids. And like New York State has Child Health Plus, so even if you don't have health insurance and you work, but you can't quite afford your kids can have health insurance. They have nothing like that. Nothing. Yes, or exactly. And if you go and you go and you go because you're in this constant pain, eventually they think you're a drug seeker and they send you home with this warning like, oh, you're a drug seeker, you need to go. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Again, MA, so I worked 50 hours a week as a per diem employee because in that state, you don't have to hire people who are per diem, even if you're working them over 40 hours. So I wasn't a full-time employee. I was per diem. Yes, they game the system. Exactly. That's exactly right. So, and that's the way it works. So, those of you who are medical, help me out here because there's several things that are going on. And I said to Dana today after I feel so frustrated when she sends me these texts and they're long and frustrating texts because every time I'm like, ugh, what are you talking about? They didn't do this or they did do this or what? Called OHP, Oregon Health Plan. It's great for Austin, but I have bare minimum. Exactly. And at least you have a bare minimum and Austin, your child can at least get something, right? And New York has something similar. North Carolina does not because they don't want to encourage people to hang on the system, And I have to say, when I had like patients down there of a particular party, this is not about being partisan, other than that particular party, especially in this state, really, really makes it so they try to guilt people who were like me into, I don't know, not hanging on the system, I guess. I don't know. But I would have patients say that to me, like, oh, well, I guess because it was when Obamacare was trying to be passed. And yes, the fuck the poor health plan. That's exactly it. And they were like, well, if those people need health care, then I guess they need to get a job. And I would say, really? Because here I am in a hospital treating you, and I work 50 hours and I don't have health care. So how do you think that's supposed to happen? And I would get the, well, can't you buy healthcare? Yeah, I can. It's about $600 a month for a family plan. I'm sorry, I need to eat and pay rent. Yeah. Okay, so my frustration with the whole Dana thing is that the phone call that she did get today was from her radiation doctor. The radiation doctor wants to move up, make her radiation treatments start quicker than originally they had planned to do. Because I'm sure because, of this spot on the bladder and stuff. So her appointment is tomorrow at 10:15. Yes, because it's already met. Exactly. Now her oncologist though was supposed to call her to discuss this whole thing, so she knew exactly what they found and how that, because it was supposed to be, we need to know how much it's spread. And if it's spread a lot, then that is going to change the way that we look at this care. And if it hasn't spread a lot and, we think that things can still be done in the way that we thought, then we'll talk about that. Well, he never called. The radiation oncologist, or the radiation therapy doctor, though, called, and she has her first radiation appointment tomorrow. She's not getting radiation therapy tomorrow. She is getting evaluated for the radiation, which means they it's kind of a complicated process. They figure out exactly where, and they map the area, and then they put a map in so that area is targeted very, very specifically. And I don't know how they do it with the cervix. I know anything in the head, they have like an actual mask that you put on every time, so that radiation is targeted very specifically. That if it's spread, they won't do shit for her. Hexen, not exactly. She would have different choices, though. She has, now, Deb, I hesitate to say for sure that, because she hasn't talked to her regular oncologist. But the strong impression that I got was, hell yes, we are going to fight. And so we are all in. We are going to fight. And I told her, you are not alone. We have, tons of people behind you, and let's go fight this thing. So tomorrow is like the radiation mapping. It's her first appointment. She gets tested to see if she reacts to the radiation. And she starts with 5 weeks of external radiation at her local hospital in Shelby, North Carolina. So tomorrow at 10:15, I have put that on the calendar, is her first radiation appointment. And so that is the first, real appointment. From there, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time, yes. From there, they will figure out exactly how often and how many, and if chemo is still going to be at the same time, and if it's 6 days a week still, and all that. We'll find out all of her appointments tomorrow after her initial appointment. After 5 weeks? Okay. Thanks, Bob. Either 5 or 6 weeks. Don't quote me on that because I can't check my texts without, getting off of here. What about healing poppets? Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that. I'll be activating our crystal grid. Awesome. Mom's mother died of lung cancer. I know, Johnny. It's not an easy thing to go through. It's either 5 or 6 weeks. And then she is facing also internal radiation treatment, which that will be at the bigger hospital in Charlotte. So she'll have to travel to get to that hospital. But initially is the external radiation treatment, which will be either 5 or 6 weeks. I can't remember which one on that one. So here we go with the fight. This is, the beginning of the fight here. It's not too far from you. It's not. Phelan, did you say you were in healthcare? Or was that somebody else? Okay, Mystical. Thank you for coming, honey. Mama, do you know her zodiac sign? Yes, I want to say. That is an awesome idea, the healing poppets. Yes, I do. Ultrasound. Phelan, are you on our Facebook group? That's why I was so mad they didn't order one. Phelan, oh, honey. Message me when we're done. Because here's my thought. And this is not the first time that this has come up in our group, that I feel like I'm fucking useless because I'm so far away. Now, being a medical person, I would be able to help her and advocate for her. Yes. I am not a nurse. I am an X-ray. I do a radiology tech. So I do X-ray, mammograms, and CTs. But, being in the hospital and stuff, people and who to call for what and all that kind of stuff. So here's my thing that pisses me off. As a medical person, there are so many people out there who are not medical people and do not understand how to medically advocate for themselves. And as smart as they are, and I'm not saying this to say that they are not as smart or anything like that, but they don't understand that they should pick up the phone and call this person and say, hello, you didn't call me. And I need to know this test result now. And here she is, she doesn't have health insurance. So why isn't there an advocate in that hospital? The doctor says this, so it must be true. Exactly. Why isn't there an advocate in that hospital that can say, okay, there are programs. Like, there are programs in almost every state, even though I will say in North Carolina, it's not going to be easy to find those kind of programs. I know they're supposed to be. That's what I tried to tell her that. But at the same time, I hate to keep telling her that because I know that she has other things to focus on. So I don't want to be like, call them right now, pick up the phone and call it, because I don't want her to feel overwhelmed, like she doesn't know what to say to anybody, or she does, So I feel like we need to have someone who yes, please do, Phelan. We need to have someone who is down there. And if I was down there still, I would do it myself. She lives in North Carolina. She lives very close. Shelby, North Carolina is her local hospital. Okay. My younger sister is fighting non-Hodgkin's mantle cell lymphoma. Ugh. Good luck, Kay. And we can send her energy too. You just let us know. I'm so annoyed that we don't have these kind of advocates that step up in every state for the patient who is already so overwhelmed and not sure where to turn to, who to go to, what, who to call, that kind of thing. Yes, they need to be consulted. I have some connections out there. Thank you, Phelan. I believe there are patient care navigators for cancer patients to help navigate for resources. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly it. So, hi, Dave. So that is what we so need right now is someone who is in North Carolina that can step up and advocate for her just a little. Or as much as you can, or as much as you want to. And I said to her today, I'm going to try. I'm going to find you an advocate, because I'm sitting here so pissed off that I'm going to start opening up the phone book and calling all the hospitals in North Carolina to say, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Call her right now. And why aren't you? And so what we may need to do is have Dana give this advocate permission to talk to her doctors to say, no. We need you to call. We need you to call her right now. We need you to step up and do the right thing. Because if you don't do that, especially in that kind of a state, you can get lost. And she is overwhelmed, obviously, as it is, and shouldn't have to worry about, oh no, can I call this doctor, or is he going to get mad at me for calling? And yep, absolutely. So if I know, me too, Deb, I feel like the same way. I'm like, God damn it, if I could just win that damn lottery, I would fly down there myself and stay in a hotel near that hospital and get on their ass. Because what the hell? Why aren't they doing that? Okay, rant over. Now, healing. Let's concentrate on the healing part, because it's 8:20. Holy crap. Okay. So, Phelan, yes, get a hold of me. Let me know. I will help you in whatever way I can. I will call people from here. I just don't know where to start, because I'm not from North Carolina. So I'm like, shit, I don't know. I mean, I thought of calling people up here and seeing if they could find advocates for me. Yes, call anyways. I know it. And I agree. I just didn't want to overwhelm Dana with making her. I didn't want to keep saying, you have to call. You have to. I'm like, did you call him? And she's like, well, no, he didn't call me. Well, pick up the phone and call him. Why aren't you calling him? I don't want to do that to her, because it's not up to her. It's up to the effing doctor to pick up the damn phone and know that she's going to be overwhelmed in this situation. So I'll definitely message you. Yes, good. All right, no problem, Phelan. Thank you, honey. I love you. All the big money goes to organizations promising. Yeah, I know it. I know. It's hard. Yes, it's hard. Exactly. That's it. It's hard when you're in pain to advocate for yourself. Absolutely. Okay. So I had a situation today, I have to tell you, that I kind of panicked. Now, after all that, 10 of Swords morning, I realized that my 3-day candle for Dana, I knew I was going to change it out this morning. Okay, Willowhawk, thank you, honey. I so appreciate it. That my candle in the crystal grid for Dana, I needed to change out this morning, and I forgot. And I thought, oh no, it's going to go out. And to me, that doesn't completely stop the energy, but it means I really have to kind of start over a little bit. So I'm like, oh shit. And so I got onto my admin chat, and I'm like, hey, you guys, this is what happened. Can somebody connect to my grid that's, at home or something, and light a candle for Dana in case that one goes out before I can get home, and refresh it with a new candle. And poor Steven and Jen Bebow were like, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what? I don't think I've ever talked about that. I don't think I've ever taught that. So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about as far as the crystal energy stuff. What's up, sweetie? Okay, go ahead. You don't want to be on camera and say hello and no? So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about as far as the actual crystal grid is I want to teach you guys how to reach and connect to an existing crystal grid that is already, in existence. And so, excuse me. how you find that and connect to it and add your energy to that. Because I realize that not everyone, knows how to do that. And that's okay. I just wanted you to see what he looks like. Because he's shy. Okay. So I realized that not everyone knows how to do that. I'm so sneaky. That was PJ. That's Peter Jr. I love your stag candelabra. Oh, thank you. It's up there because when it's on the floor, the cats knock it over all the time. I'm evil. I know I am. I'm terrible. I know, my poor kid. You have to be on camera. You don't have a choice. All right. Hi, Lucy. Okay. So thank goodness. Now I was just going to say, thank goodness Lucy had a candle at work. So he was able to connect and do that. What I didn't know was going to happen is I got home and that candle, oh my goodness. And you guys, it still hasn't gone out. That candle had not gone out yet. And look, it still hasn't gone out. See how there's, I don't know, can you see that? There's nothing left in that candle. And somehow it is still burning. Do you see it? Yes, Lucy to the rescue. Yay. Did you really bring your food in here? You're so funny. It's the puppy. It's all right. It's just the tripod, you goofball. Okay. So, how am I going to do this? Can I do that? And put this down on the floor. You're all right. Zena, relax, baby. Come here. You're okay. Go ahead. It's just a tripod, silly butt. It's not going to do anything to you. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, now, hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Yes. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to come around and bring my computer over this way so I can see your comments. All right, you're good, baby. I'm moving. See, look, you're good. No problem, baby. Okay. So, I know, I cannot believe that it's still burning. That's like unbelievably amazing. Okay, so here it is. Here is the lesson. This is, oh, you didn't miss anything about the Secret Santa yet. No, not at all. So you're good, Danny. Okay, so the lesson is, how do you reach out and connect to an existing energy work, crystal grid, an existing ritual, an existing healing, whatever. You can reach out and connect. So everything starts with that same energy. When we talk about how do you feel energy, so we talk about practicing with the energy ball between your hands, and that kind of opens up your chakras and gets you aware of what that energy feels like, right? So if you are not used to kind of reaching out to feel energy long distance, then I would recommend doing the energy ball first to kind of open up those chakras and be able to feel it. Have been using Shambhala, which is similar. Awesome. I know, Deb. We'll get you there. I promise. I'm sure it's because the kitty probably torturing her. First of all, take a deep breath. That always helps me. And so, hi, Dawn. All right. So what we're going to do is, you guys remember, I hate not being able to see you. I don't know why, but I swear I can see you. Even though I know, I'm looking at me, but I can see you. Anyways, you know how I talk about that web of connection? When I connect to anyone, when I do tarot readings for people, when I do long distance Reiki healing, anything like that, when I'm connecting to another person that is not in the same room as me, I use that web. There is a web that connects everyone. And so the point is to try to use that web of connection to find the specific piece of energy that is already happening someplace else. So it helps, I think, when you can see it. So when you're looking at this crystal grid, to me, it's even easier if, like, we're on a live video and somebody else was doing this, then I find it easier to see that crystal grid because I can sense the connection that way. Okay, but if you don't have a picture of it, if you don't whatever, you don't have to, but I find it easier. So if you do have a picture of it or you have a video of it, you want to do it with this video and play it back to this part. We're at 56 minutes. You can look at the energy going on. So open up your chakras and set yourself in an open position. So when I say, when doing the meditation for Dana, I could see the web. See? This web of connection works similar to that of the Cerebro and X-Men. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you can say that's exactly the same thing, for sure. I just stepped on a stone, but it's a regular stone. Okay. If you have a sigil, which we do here, we have Dana's sigil, which is this that we made for her. You can focus on that image. You can focus on the grid. Take a deep breath and put yourself in an open position. In other words, it's harder to sense energy if you're like this. You know, if you're crossing your arms, if you open yourself up, it is easier to sense that energy. So you reach out and feel the energy that's around you first. And when you can feel that energy, I mentally, but I used to physically, and I still can physically, I will reach out to a piece of that energy and shake it. So you are vibrating the energy around you. You can do it with a closed hand, like grabbing an actual web. You can do it with open chakra palms and try to push your energy outwards until you sense kind of a wave. It's like putting a pebble in a pond. You see the wave that goes outwards, right? So you feel that energy pushing outwards. And you're trying to push that energy away from you so that you're creating a ripple in the energy, okay? And you're concentrating on this energy. This is what we're looking for. Yes, you push your energy outwards. Perfect. Concentrate on this energy, and we're looking for this energy. So in my head, I am visualizing this energy connecting to that whole web of energy that is, and it finds almost just intuitively. So it's your intuition reaching out, and you tell it intuitively, I want to connect to this. This is the energy that I'm looking for. I feel like I'm like, hi. This is the energy that I'm looking for. I want to connect to this. And you should feel it. When you are able to connect, you will feel it. If you can feel energy, you should feel it. You'll suddenly get a skip or a shiver or a warm, fuzzy feeling like, oh, there it is. I got it. It's there. I envision a spider web too. It is almost a spider web. It's like a spider web of light for me when I'm envisioning it. And one vibration affects everything else. Exactly. You are vibrating that piece of web, your piece of web, and looking for that matching vibration out there. And you will feel it. Hi, Lilypad. When it's there, suddenly, tingles. Yep. It's like sending out a little animal ball of energy to seek it out. Yes, exactly. A little white rat to, is this it? Is this it? Nope, not quite. Not yet. I kind of see it. I see a cord extending from me to my target. Perfect. Perfect. So yes, it is. We're learning how to connect to an energy grid that has already put its energy out there. It went out. Did you guys see it go out? I'm so glad it was on camera. Now I kind of want to watch it go out because I cannot believe, you guys. It was close to that this morning. I cannot believe that here it is. What time is it? 8:30 at night. And I thought it was going to go out this morning. And it just literally went out because I know it was on when I showed it to you guys. So just so you understand, I have attached this candle behind it already to the grid. And so now I'm just detaching this one because the energy is spent. And I'm pulling this one out of my energy space. I ain't the best at sensing energy. And Dylan, that's okay. It's okay. For now, do everything that we're talking about, right? Until we can all see it go out. Until you start to feel it. And keep practicing with those energy balls. If you picture that energy ball in between your hands and you start to push forward, all of a sudden you'll start to feel like there's something in your hands and it's pushing back. So it's very subtle at first. Absolutely. So you're just waiting to feel, oh, look, there's that resistance. And then keep practicing and make that ball as big as you can make it. And keep making it bigger and keep making it as big as your house eventually, and then you can make it as big or little as you need it to be. So you're sending out your own vibrations and looking for the matching vibration. And it should be some kind of change in your energy. Like all of a sudden it skips or it sends a tingle back to you. My visual is the ball of fire. Perfect. Perfect. Hi, honey.
We're heading to Wegmans real quick. Do you need anything? Do you want anything?
I would love a freaking
drink like the rest of us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we're going too.
Yes, yes.
I'm so thirsty, but there's nothing in this house.
I know it. Ginger ale. Give me a ginger ale. That would be awesome, and I will pay you back when you get back. Thank you. That would be awesome. We have like no drinks in the house, so everybody's dying. So it should be a skip. Or yes, we're still going. Or a warm feeling, or a cinnamon. Oh, that's a great idea. To use cinnamon. Do you taste the cinnamon, or are you just looking for the smell? I felt like I was plugging into a socket. Yes, 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 yes. That's it. That is it. Perfect. Oils. Yep. And so anything that you need, if you feel like you need to increase that vibration, no problem, Janice, then you can use oils, smells, candles. Friction. You rub it on your hands. That's awesome. Friction. What else? You use your 5 senses to increase. Just like when I talk about increasing the energy of a spell to make it work better, you use as much as you can use. It feels like water pushing on my hands. Yes, that is it. That's it right there. You're feeling it. So anything that you can use to increase that energy so that you can feel it more and to increase that vibration, that will help. Seems to me like a channel change, if that makes, yes, just a little, it's like a little click for me. I always feel like a train that's just finding the track the right way. You know how sometimes the toy trains are just a little bit off and it finally goes click? For me, that's what it always feels like. Oh, click, I just clicked in. There it is. I use Tai Chi, yeah, or you get it in your other hand. Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. And so then anything that you add, once you have that connection, anything that you add is added to this energy and this grid. So now we have just connected all of those energies and amplified all of those energies to the most degree it can be amplified. right? To just keep it going strong. So anytime you connect, just make sure that you know what that connection is for. So in this case, it's going to wherever Dana happens to be at that moment, to her healing and her greater good and her pain-free. Right now, this is very much about pain-free. We're pain relief and healing, all cancer healing and pain relief to where she is going. For tomorrow, I'm actually going to add some rose quartz around the edges because I want to lessen fear and comfort. There is some lepidolite in here, but I want to grab more lepidolite around the edges to bring in more comfort kind of feeling. Maybe we should all connect to one another. Absolutely. For sure, Pat. What a freaking incredible idea. Everybody connect. For sure. The more connections we have, the stronger that energy will get. Black tourmaline, yes, to pull out any negative crap, for sure. Yes, yes, yes. Use your intuition, guys. Whatever stone you think is going to do the purpose that you're thinking of, that's what will work. Because you know, you can feel that. Hi, Thomas. So any questions about this part? Has everybody got an idea? At least know how to start practicing. If you can't feel it very well, that's okay. Keep trying, keep practicing, keep going through the motions. Keep opening yourself up again to try to connect. Because the more you open yourself up to that energy, the more you will be able to feel it. Got it? Got it? Perfect, perfect. Any questions before we move on? Perfect. I don't see any. All right. How about times for doing this? Okay, and that's where Willow Creek, that's where the calendar comes in. We have created a calendar on an app. You download the app onto your phone or onto your laptop. Like I happen to have a Google Chrome, so I can download apps onto my laptop because it's technically like a, what do you call it? It's like a I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like a phone or whatever on its own. Using my Chiron Oracle card. Awesome. Perfect. See? Intuition. That is perfect. I love that. And that feeling is awesome. Thank you, Opal. I'm off for now. But as soon as I'm done eating, I'm making a crystal grid. Awesome. Thank you. Sacred space I did for Dana today will be 24/7. Love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. Let me get the box out in the middle of the floor. I'm afraid somebody will come in and trip over it. Hang on one second. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I love it. Now, all right. So, does anybody, any of the admins, do you guys have the, I'm going to set something up tonight. Yes, that's okay. You don't have to, I totally understand not being able to leave a candle burning. That's okay. And Pix in the chat. Awesome. I have not had a chance to check that chat. So I'm sorry. But I will go check it, I promise. She stared at me, got up, off my lap, jumped to the other end of the couch. See, cats are very sensitive. They can always sense that energy. And sometimes they like it a lot, and sometimes they're like, okay, a little bit too much. Okay. Do any of you have the, do any of my mods here have the link for the time, what did I just say? Time tree, the time tree calendar. We have made a special calendar for Dana on the Time Tree app. You download the Time Tree app and then click on or look for What is it under? Is it under Dana's calendar or under Mama Squirrel's? We have a link. If none of my mods right now have it, there is a video like it's less than a week ago that talks about this calendar, setting up a calendar for Dana. We don't fight the C word. We allow nothing but health. What you focus on becomes larger. Awesome. Yes, 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 for sure. Okay. So on that calendar, I am updating that calendar. No problem, Ann. You're fine. The whole first half hour was me rambling on. So on that calendar I am updating all of Dana's appointments and her special important dates and that kind of stuff. And what I have said is, if you can send energy at any time, you have a day job and it's really hard to commit to sending energy during the day or something, I totally get that. I'm with you. So there are some days that I know I'm not going to be able to do it right then, which is why I wanted to make sure that we could have as many people on here as we can. So I know that Dana's covered on specific times of therapy and that kind of thing. So I am updating the app, the calendar, with all of her specific times. So like I have updated tomorrow, so that everybody knows that tomorrow at 10:15, that's when this radiation appointment is. Thank you, Stephen. I knew you were going to find it. Thank you, honey. My second brain. I can do it on my break between schools. Absolutely. I usually set, and actually if you download the app, it will give you reminders. Like you can set it for 10 minutes before, 15 minutes before, half an hour before, 5 minutes before you wanted to send that energy. So it reminds you. I love that because I need the reminder. I was going to say too, let's try to keep Dana's appointments. I was trying to figure out a color to make Dana's appointments so everybody knew that her appointment times were always going to be in a certain color. And it's called cyan, something cyan, and it comes out kind of teal. And because the ribbon for cervical cancer is teal, then we will my arm and my palm is on fire. Perfect. That's it. Perfect. He's Steven with a V. So if we keep just Dana's appointments in that cyan color, you can make your energy, you can add energy healing into that calendar at any time you want. I just ask that if you're able to, try to definitely add it for the times when she's in therapy. Hopefully at least one. One person, not like each person has to do it at that time. At least one person doing it at those specific times. You know what I mean? So let's try to keep her appointments that cyan color, and no one else use that cyan color. It looks teal for your appointments. You can use any other color. There's black, orange, red, green, purple, I think. There's like every other color, but I want to keep Dana's appointments in that teal color so that it kind of stands out when you're looking at the calendar. If you see that teal color, you know, oh, that's an important date for her. Okay, does that sound good? Yeah, Stephen does do daily draws, which are awesome. And I'm a squirrel, red, black. Yep, there's red and black. Yep, absolutely. But let's keep that cyan color for Dana's specific appointments. Excuse me, so that we know if we look at that color, we know to take a look. She has an important appointment that day. Okay, good. Does anybody have any questions about the calendar, about the app, about Dana's treatments, about anything that has to do with Dana? Did I cover everything, Stephen, with that? I know we still have a couple things I'm trying to rush through a little bit, but So do I need to make a thing since I'm doing constant candles? And you don't have to. You can. Yes. What did I just ask you? Isn't that terrible? I do, however, I'll message you later. Okay, beautiful. And watch the video back, and then you can decide. I did a kind of a teaching on right before you got here on how to connect to the crystal grid that I did. So you don't have to create your own crystal grid. You can create something or connect your candle or whatever it is that you want to do. You can connect that to the crystal grid if you want, or you can do it separately. I'm not saying that anybody has to connect or anything. I just wanted to teach for those who do want to connect. All right. Perfect. Once you connect to the grid, how do you attach the candle? Oh, shit. I didn't do that, did I? Okay, so literally all I do is, you saw when I went to take away the old candle, I just put my hand there and you can hold an obsidian piece if you have an obsidian piece because that kind of opens the door. But you can pull that candle out, but I would open a door. So you open a door with your hand. Okay, here's the energy. I connected to that energy. Here is that energy. So you're going to open a door. You pull that door open and put the candle inside and kind of feel. Does that now feel like it's connected? Send that energy back. Did that connect good? Okay, yes, perfect. And then close the door again. I usually I feel like it's pottery. I always think of, Ghost with the pottery wheel. I always feel like I'm smoothing it out and making it look, like it's smooth all the way around. Okay, good. Now it's connected. And you'll feel if that energy reciprocates, you feel that pop again, or you feel that warmth, or you feel all that. So white light surrounding you. Thank you, Shauna. It's funny, my light, when I see light around people, I think it's because I have migraines, and I've said this before. I don't see white lights because I always feel like white lights hurt to me. I always see like this soft gray light. And I told my Reiki teacher that when she did my Reiki 1. So, okay. What are we talking about?
Yeah, but those are...
Oh, Christmas movies. Yes.
Right. I was just talking about there was a whole loaf of
Scrooged. Absolutely. Grinch Stole Christmas. Yep. Perfect. They hadn't opened it. Okay, so we did that. Secret Santas. Let me touch on Secret Santas real quick. All of you who signed up for the Secret Santa, has everyone... What, Shauna, what? What? Thomas, never heard of Die Hard? What? Thomas, you didn't ever hear of Die Hard? I mean, I can understand not seeing Die Hard. But not ever hearing about it? Oh, MA never watched it. It's okay. I love Die Hard, absolutely. Because I love all the Die Hards. They're all really good. And Bruce Willis is hilarious, let's be honest. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. You cannot not say that all the time. I say that constantly. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. All the time. Okay, Alan Rickman. Oh, Alan Rickman. Always. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Okay, let me talk real quick about Secret Santas. All of you who signed up for the Secret Santas, have you figured out who you are sending to? You got your Secret Santa. You're super excited about it. Awesome. Live free, die hard. Awesome. Welcome to the party, pal. Yes. Let me say that differently. Is there anyone who has not figured out how to see who they have gotten to send to. Anyone? Did you calculate yet? What am I calculating? I'm good, but mine hasn't posted what they like. I'm doing that next. Yes, you could not say that, right? I know I say that all the time. Like, I probably at least once every other week or something. Okay, so if everyone has gotten theirs, there are a couple things that I want you to try to go into Elfster to find out. There's a couple people that won't be able to do that. One of them is poor Dandelion. I tried to fix something today and I accidentally deleted Dandelion off of the app. And he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I can put him back on, but I don't have to because I have his person and I know who his person is. I gave him his person, but you know me, tech. So I kind of screwed something up, but I think I have straightened everything all out now. But he just hasn't gotten back to me. So besides Dandelion, which that person can message me, the person who has Dandelion, if they want more information about what to make for him. But besides that, your Secret Santa may be sending you secret questions. They can send you a question about what you like that they want you to answer. Oh, calculate the odds of you getting Pat. That's right. I totally forgot that. Just to throw that out there. How about we just tell a little about ourselves and Santa goes from there? You can do that too. Absolutely. Put it in there. You can put in your profile, this is what I like. You can add to your wish list. I like purple is my favorite color. You can, and I know I've been kind of bad, but I kind of feel like whoever got me, you have to kind of have an idea of what I like, right? I feel like I feel like I'm such a jerk because I'm one of the asses that hasn't gone in there and put very much in there. But I'm like, okay, guys, you got to have some clue with me, right? All right. Try to go in there, though, and put at least either in your profile, put in some of the things that you like. Hi, Justin. Or see if you have any secret questions. There'll be a little red circle for a notification or something. I need to create my wish list or create a question. And do that. Either put a couple things on your wish list. And I put a couple goofy things on my wish list. Not because that's what I wanted, because we're making stuff. But just to, I don't know. Like, I kind of went through and then I got stuck because I started doing dark crystal stuff. So I'm like, oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. But then I'm like, no, we're making stuff. That wasn't the point of this, Jen. But anyways, she loves Tom Brady. I have to say, if you gave me a Tom Brady, I could break his legs and make him a Poppet. Give me Tom Brady. Whoever it is, give me Tom Brady. I will totally make a Tom Brady Poppet. Hell yes. What is wrong with you people? How can you not watch Die Hard? I know, right? I didn't get to do it. Too many family issues. I know. That's okay, honey. If it is the holiday times, and I know. Do squirrels, chalices, cauldrons, right? I know it. Voodoo doll. I'll call them right now and send them to you. That would be even better. If you called the real one and the real one came, I have 4 boys that I could send out to like beat them down and make sure there is something permanent going on there. Yes, I'm just assuming everyone would like something witchy. Exactly. And at the very least, you guys know some witchy stuff. I have a lot of things on my Pinterest page. Misery. That would be so good. I would be terrible. Don't do that for real, because I might be really tempted to do that, because we are going to the playoffs this year. All right, I shouldn't jinx it. But we are really, really playing well this year. And if we could knock him out, All right. Anyways, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We're just healing energy. Healing energy. We're sending healing energy. Okay. Be careful not to watch Get Hard with a Vengeance. Not a Christmas movie. Yes. Okay. So, any other questions about Elfster or the gift exchange? If you have any questions, message me. But take a couple minutes at least, you guys, to try to... No more time. To try to get onto Elfster and at least update your profile or put some things on your wish list, or like some of your favorite colors, or what kind of, like, if you follow a specific pantheon, if you follow Celtic pantheon or Norse pantheon or something like that, that would be a good thing to put on there. If you have a patron or matron goddess that you follow exclusively, that would be a good thing to put on there. Like if you follow the Morgan and only the Morgan, that would be a good thing to put on there. Anything that's kind of specific to you that would give that person an idea of, okay, they can add a little something about that goddess or that pantheon or that kind of thing. Okay? Try to at least take a couple minutes so that it gives the people an idea. I know, Lady D. I know. I try not to bring that up. But yes, Tom Brady's wife is a witch, and she makes him an altar. And she does some of the same stuff that I do. And she gives him stuff when he goes away. Yep, I know. How far do we go this? It's up to you, Witchy Woo. I don't want you to spend a lot of money. But it's up to you how far you go, how many things you send, how big the thing is you send. I mean, it's up to you as long as it's homemade. But yes, she does, which is why when we are playing them, I do a lot of counteractive work. I do like mirror spells and send it back to you and steal your victory energy. Because if she's going to use it, then I kind of have a right to use it too. Otherwise, I don't normally... well, I'm not going to say that. I do set up candles and stuff once in a while, but only for good stuff. Yes, she is, really. She really is. Oh, I'm sorry, Marge. Well, I'm sending you healing energy too, then, honey. Whew. Okay. Enough about football, because I still have one more thing to talk about. Right? Elfster Secret Santa. Grid connection. Got that. Oh, seasoning the cauldron. Okay. Pat did an awesome video today about how to season your cast iron cookware or re-season your cast iron cookware. And it is an awesome video. And I loved it. And it was really good. And I want to make sure you know that. Oh, I am not watching. That's one movie I'm not watching because I heard about it and I don't need to. I heard about that Centipede movie. I'm not watching it. No thanks. Don't need to. Just like the 2 girls in a cup, whatever. Don't need to. I have no interest. Won't look it up. Don't need to see it. I've heard about what it is. I don't need to see it. Okay. Anyways, just so we're clear, I don't need to see that. Where's my glasses? Okay. I did an awesome, awesome job. However, and I'm going to say that with a little H, however, there's a couple things that I disagreed with for cauldrons. And it might be just because of the way the cauldron shape is, and more so because of what we put in our cauldrons when we are burning our cauldrons. So the way that he recommended it was great. And I loved. I want to make sure that you know, Pat, how much I loved that, because I really did. Because everybody can see now the basic, like, this is how you do it. What's that song? This is how we do it. Okay. Anyway. But I have a couple things that I do a little bit differently, because in a cauldron, I could get really technical, but we're an hour and a half in. What you are doing when you are seasoning cast iron is you're putting a layer of oil and seasoning into the cast iron. If you looked at the cast iron under a microscope, cast iron looks like this when it's raw. Okay, raw cast iron in a microscope looks like this. And so this is the surface is like this. And so when you first buy it, most things now, although not always for us, because a lot of times cauldrons either were made a long time ago if you get a really old one. I have this big dirty maybe silver spoon and I don't know how to clean it. Dylan, remind me when I'm done with this. If I get off track, it'll take me forever to get back around. But very often old cauldrons were not pre-seasoned, but a lot of new cauldrons, they already pre-season it. They put an oil coating on it already to start out with. It's not perfect yet, but they do start out with an oil coating, which then, oh, I don't know if you can tell. Hold on. Can you see? Oh, come on. That little oil coating there. Here we go again with my stupid phone. But there's a little bit in there, in the crevices. When it is what they call well seasoned, when you have done enough work with the cast iron that there's a good coating in it. Try to fill, yep. Boiling water, yep. I agree, absolutely. Do what Paris said. Put a layer of tinfoil at the bottom of it, and it works even better. It looks like this. So it fills in all the cracks. Yes, perfect, Paris. Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to tell them to do. Thank you. Perfect. It fills in all the cracks, and it has this layer of seasoning and oil on it. Okay. So that's okay, Kay. The problem is that when they are talking about that well-seasoned, they're talking about a cooking pan. And when you use a cast iron pan, you use oil and butter and seasonings, and it fills in the crevices and cracks like that so that it creates that layer. Now, what do we do with our cauldrons? How many of you have put oil, like a lot of oil in your cauldron and put a candle underneath it to warm up that oil? Anyone? I know the delay. I try to give you time. We're all talking about other stuff. I always know when I'm starting to get boring. Yes, good, Danny. I have, but only because I know how this seasoning works. It's a good idea when it's a new cauldron to do that a couple times. If you can put an oil in there, I'm going to tell you right now that with our cauldrons, I always have ashes. Yes. That's what we normally do with our cauldrons most of the time. We put in wood or charcoal, little charcoal discs, and herbs, and we burn them dry, right? We don't mix them with oil. So when you are reseasoning a cauldron, we have to do it a little bit differently because it's not going to season the same, because it doesn't sink in as much when we're using it the way we use it. Now, it's a good idea if you get a brand new cauldron that has never been burned, it's a good idea for the first 10 times you use it. I know that's not easy. You don't have to. But for the first 10 times you use it, to put in grapeseed oil and put a candle underneath it and burn it with, and you can put essential oils and herbs and other stuff in your grapeseed oil. But it's a good idea. Cake pan, that's okay, perfect. I'm only talking about cast iron, guys. I'm not talking about pewter or that kind of stuff. That's totally different. But cast iron is what I'm talking about. So because we don't use that cauldron like you would a pan where you're cooking stuff, it's a good idea the first 10 times to put, that's okay, no problem. I just get distracted too, and I'm like, okay, am I boring? Just because I'm ADD and I'm looking at what you're saying, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should say something about that. And then I'm like, nope, wait, focus. You know me, Mama Squirrel, there's a reason. The first 10 times, it's much better for your cauldron if the first 10 times you fill it about halfway with grapeseed oil. There's a reason, I'm glad you asked. There's a reason it's grapeseed oil. And because there's literally been testing done. I'm going to find it. Hold on. Because I made notes on these a long, long time ago. Hold on. Yep, here we go. Okay. So when you want that layer to get into the, it won't catch fire. I'm not saying that. It's okay. If that's what you have, that's okay. But grapeseed oil is specifically better for cauldrons because it breaks down into thin coats that will season your cauldron. So that's why I said 10 times. It's better if the first 10 times you use your cauldron, you use grapeseed oil and put the herbs and stuff you want to use and the essential oils and all that stuff in the grapeseed oil. Put the candle underneath it and let it warm up. And that's how you're going to help that cauldron to season, because it puts thin layers of grapeseed oil into the crevices of the cast iron. Because grapeseed oil is a polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is better. If you use saturated fats like lard and coconut, that's not great because they break down. They don't bond as well to the cast iron. On the flip side, don't use drying oils that are high in unsaturated fatty acids, such as flaxseed oil, because that can be brittle and it'll just flake off. It won't actually get into the crevices of the cast iron. It'll kind of sit on top and it'll season the top, but then it flakes kind of and it pulls it out. It doesn't actually get in there and make that layer that you want. The other thing is when you can kind of season it while you do workings, yes, because when you're cooking with cast iron, every time you cook with it, you're helping to season it because you're putting, and they tell you at first when you first get it until it's really good and seasoned, to always try to cook with a little oil or butter. Actually, the more the better, because that helps to pack in that seasoned, put that seasoning on it. So the other thing when doing a cauldron specifically is you want to start out at a lower heat and then raise it. So I'm going to put these directions under this video afterwards, but I'll tell you real quick, okay? 200, you start out at 200 degrees. My selenite oil was made with a base of grapeseed. Yep, absolutely, for sure. Perfect. And I do that a lot too. Okay, you start with 200. You preheat the oven to 200. Clean your pan or clean your cauldron in the meantime. And then you put your cauldron, well, it depends. Put a candle under your cauldron for 5 minutes if you have an electric stove. If you have a gas stove, put your cauldron on the gas stove and put it on low for 5 minutes. That warms it up a little bit. And evaporates any moisture because we really want it really dry. Phil's entire cauldron with herbs and butter. We really want it really dry before we put it in there. And then, so when you get the beep, 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 when you finally, the oven preheats to 200, you put the cauldron in. I keep saying pan because I wrote it for pan. Put the cauldron in for 10 minutes. Set the alarm for 10 minutes. Take it back out, increase it to 300. Put the cauldron back in because now it's completely dry and it has opened up the pores of your cauldron. Then you apply the oil to your cauldron. For this step, I always use grapeseed oil for my cauldrons. You don't have to. Vegetable oil is okay. I would not use coconut though. I would not use lard. I would not use, vegetable oil is okay. Grapeseed is better because it's a thinner molecular oil and it really is able to get into those crevices better. So once you apply that oil, then you put it back in just like Pat. Now this part is just like Pat says, put the oil in, take a paper towel, rub the oil all the way around it in circles. I always do it in circles. It should look fairly dry though with your cauldron. You don't have to make it look shiny. You can do it until it looks pretty dry. It doesn't have to be real shiny. It doesn't have to be dry, but it doesn't have to be real wet for this. Once the oven says it's 300 degrees, put the pan on the middle rack upside down, which will prevent any oil from pooling at the edge, and you don't have to do that. Put the cauldron in and make sure the tin foil is underneath on the bottom. And then, where is it? 10 minutes.
Your ginger ale's on the fridge.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Another 10 minutes. Yes, right, exactly. But this is for reseasoning cauldrons too because of the way we use them. But I'll talk about that in just a second. Then you increase it to 400 and you leave it for an hour. Don't open the oven. Read a book. Don't do anything. It might smoke a little. That's okay. After an hour, turn off the heat. Let it cure for at least another hour. Like Pat said, it's best to just go to bed and get it in the morning. Okay? And then that's it. Then you're done. Now, the same technique is going to be for reseasoning. Except in between, you're really going to want to scrub out anything that you have with a dry, not a wet, to start out with. A dry scrubby. I usually use a dry scrubby because we are, is that the pot? Yes, it smells. It's kind of, it doesn't smell good. It kind of smokes. It's not great. Because when we use a cauldron, we usually put dry stuff in there. I use 90% of the time I'm using the charcoal in there and I put my herbs on top of it and we're burning that in there. And so we're not doing our cast iron any favors. So now here's the thing. I'm lazy. I don't do it as much as I should. I don't do it till I start looking at it and I'm like, oh shit, you know what? That's really bad. I really need to reseason it. And then I'll reseason it again. It's best with cauldrons, if you reseason them about every 6 months. Because of the way we use cauldrons. We got a lot of likes tonight. Awesome. Great job, you guys. Okay, does that make sense? Do you guys understand why I say the differences? Now, is it going to kill your cauldron if you do it exactly like Pat said? Nope, not at all. It'll be good. It won't last quite as long as it will if you use the grapeseed oil. Right, these are the tips from Mama. Exactly. That's exactly right. Someone should start a cauldron season and reseason business because, yeah, it is a lot of work. It is. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But like I said, now, do I do everything that I recommend? I know I should. It's better for my cauldrons. I'll tell you, I do that with my big one because I treat my big one kind of like my baby. But I don't do that with like all my little ones. While it's still warm? Yes. Yes, yes. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Always. And don't forget, you don't want to wash it with soapy water. That's why it's kind of hard to keep your cauldrons clean, because we're not, in the meantime, we're not washing out what we've burnt into the bottom of it usually with soap and water. Don't use soap. That's right. Exactly. Don't use soap. You want to, you know, like I said, I keep a dry scrubby that I can at least scrub out some of the burnt stuff on the bottom. Maintenance is easier than reseasoning. I know, I'm so bad. But, and if you can, in between once in a while, if you can get some grapeseed, yeah, if you use soap, then you got to start all over. Exactly. If you can, in between, kind of scrape some of it out with a dry, scrubby, and then put oil in it and put the candle underneath. That'll help to season it more too. Okay, does that make sense? This is a long one, guys. We've been on for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Did you guys stick with me? 59 watching? Oh my gosh, you guys all stuck with me. I don't know how you did it. I'm barely paying attention. I'm looking at my spoon and I see some rainbows. That's absolutely gay power, for sure. Go get a scrub brush. Yeah, from the Dollar Tree. That's perfect. That's a great idea. I always use the green scrubbies, you know. I have one specifically for my cauldrons. Just got in. Ah, I love you guys so much. But for cauldrons, for sure, grapeseed oil is the way to go. And you can get it at most grocery stores. And it's molecularly, it's like better for the cast iron because of the way we use them. You watched a 4-hour live? Really? I think I'd start zoning out after a while. And I know I've done 4-hour lives. Or not, by the time I was done, I wasn't paying attention. All right, guys. So we are done for tonight. I got a deck in tonight. I was going to try to show you. That ain't happening tonight. Tomorrow is Tarot Tuesday. Don't forget to look at Dana's calendar. Tomorrow at 10:15 is her first radiation therapy appointment. It won't be technically her first treatment, but she is getting that tested, so she will be getting a little. Tomorrow is Tarot Tuesday. We are working on the King of Swords. What else? So look at the calendar. Oh, don't forget, if you're donating something to the auction, try to get it in as soon as you can. Make sure it's going to be there by the 13th. Which deck? I'm trying to remember. How bad is that? I can't remember. Oh, feminine, sacred feminine or something. I'm really excited. I haven't looked at it yet. It took me 20 minutes to cut the damn box open. Look at, I mangled the box because the tape was really, really. Do I have a hashtag for Dana? We probably should, huh? Yes, and Secret Santa. Update your Secret Santa stuff. It is called Divine Feminine Tarot. And I'm really excited to look at it, but I'm not going to look at it yet. Tomorrow is the King of Swords. Perfect. Is she on Instagram? Cassie? Yes. Yes, 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 she is. She has a personal account too, but you can find her under Mystic Dragon's Lair on Instagram also. Oh, you mean Dana? I'm sorry, I'm getting Cassie and Dana now because Cassie is involved with the market. The auction is Friday the 13th. Dana bet cancer? I know what you meant. Dana beat cancer. Let's, even though I know, but just a suggestion, let's instead use all positive and go with Dana's complete healing or Dana's perfect healing, or what is your sigil? Oh, you can't use, yeah, but the sigil is a made up thing based on Dana's complete healing is what I used. And so when I make a sigil, I make a phrase And if you guys, I think it's the same way. Is Lucy still here? Is that the same way you make sigils, Lucy? I can't remember. Check Cass's address at the post office. Ooh, why? She had to make it a different. She has a P.O. box. And they didn't like the P.O. box or something? Back up on my tablet. That's okay. There was something messed up about her. Dana's Complete Healing. I love it. That's what I used for the sigil. So I love it. Let's use that. Hashtag Dana's Complete Healing.
No, you did not.
Okay. We are out of here, guys. I love you guys so, so much. If you have any questions personally, you can always message me. And I will see you tomorrow for Tarot Tuesday. Yay! Tomorrow, 10:15 is Dana's first radiation appointment. Love you guys.